to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. Well, this week is a new treat. I've not ever made it before, so we are really going out on a limb to hope this one turns out for you, but I think it will. So we saw this recipe online. Everybody thought it looked delicious, and I'm going to take on tackling to modify it and make it healthier. It's called a peanut butter crunch cake. So the original recipe called for 1 18 and a 1/4 ounce vanilla cake mix. And so the Simple Mills, they're 11 ounces. So what I'm going to do is use 2 packages of that. I'm going to put that here in my mixer. Now remember, the Simple Mills is a great brand to get your mixes from because they really are simple. It has your almond flour. They only use coconut sugar. They have this one here. Let's see. This one has almond flour, organic coconut sugar, arrowroot, organic coconut flour, baking soda, sea salt, and vanilla bean. That's all that's in that mix right there. So you're not going to find all of those things like in a traditional cake mix that you don't even know what they are. All right, so we're going to put that in there. We're going to add a cup of peanut butter. And you know me, I do the crunchy, so that's what I'm putting in. And remember, with your peanut butter, you want to make sure that you're using the natural peanut butter. Do not get just the plain old peanut butter that has hydrogenated oils in it. That's what clogs up arteries. So if you're going to eat peanut butter, make sure it's the natural peanut butter. And then we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. It called for brown sugar. We're going to use coconut sugar in the place of that. All right? And then we're going to start mixing here. So you mix this part up, and it's going to be like a crumbly type mixture. And part of it we're going to put back for the topping, and then the rest of it we're going to add the stuff that's going to make it into the cake for us. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Lift that up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take about a 1/2 cup of this out of there, and we're going to put it back for the topping part. If I can get my measuring cup out of there. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there. We're going to mix a few other things in it before we put that on top. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of water. We're also going to use a 1/4 cup of oil. And this one said to use vegetable oil. Well, we're going to be using avocado oil because that's a much better option for you. And then we're going to put 3 eggs in. Start mixing that up. That's going to be our cake batter there. Just go ahead and pause for a little bit while we get this whipped up, and then we'll come back. All right, guys, so we've got this all nice and whipped up. This is the cake part. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar-free chocolate chips and sugar-free peanut butter chips into that. And I'm using that Chalk Zero brand, one that I use on a lot of my other shows here. So that's a really good sugar-free chocolate chip. So I've already greased my 9x13 pan, so we're going to pour that cake batter in there. Doesn't that look yummy? Okay. And then what I've done here is I've taken the rest of my chocolate chips that I had the Chalk Zero sugar-free chocolate chips. And then I have found some nut toppings that was chopped peanuts and pecans. It's called for chopped peanuts. The problem with the regular peanuts, if you go to chop them, they've got a lot of oils on it that I don't like. So this is just peanuts and pecans in here. So this was great that I found this at the JC store this morning. So I've got that, and I've got that half a cup of the crumb mixture, and I've kind of just mixed all that together. And then what we're gonna do is just kind of spread that out on top of the cake. And then we're going to be putting this in the oven. We've been preheating that oven at 350 degrees. And we're going to be baking it for about 40 to 45 minutes. I'm going to kind of spread this out so it's a little more even into the corners. Oh, we get all that good stuff everywhere. All right. Okay, now we're going to pop it in the oven and we'll be back when it's done. Welcome back, 45 minutes later, and look at this yummy stuff. So this is the peanut butter crunch cake, and we want to thank Michelle Horsting Dinkins for posting that on Facebook, because that's where we found this recipe, which we took and we modified. And we made this gluten-free and sugar-free, and it's going to be yummy, I'm sure about that. So remember, next week, watch again, and remember to share and subscribe and like what we're doing. And in the meantime, make sure you're making some good choices.